What up, though? This your boy Los up in the building, trying to do good things for the women and children. That's my call sign. Holla at your boy. That's my call sign. Holla at your boy. Today is September the 12th, 2020. And we still in the middle of an epidemic. We still in the middle of a political crisis, a financial crisis for a whole lot of people. And there's so many people that's sick and dying. I had a few people that passed away recently. And, they were older, but they saw me coming up. And it's hard not to even be able to go to their funeral because you fear what might be transmitted as a result of a lot of people coming together. Regardless of what you believe this COVID is about, it definitely is something. And your life is not something that you should be playing with. And I don't plan on doing that. I don't plan on putting my family in jeopardy. I don't plan on, and I will love you from a distance. And I appreciate each and every part that everybody has played in my life coming up. But at this moment, I plan on being safe. So with that being said, now I'm doing this a little podcast. I want to go back into my past. Transparency is the key for everything and everybody. And when you know a little bit about my background, you know how I came to be. I had a rough childhood growing up, and I know everybody can say there's a lot of people that has my story, a similar story of overcoming adversity, trying to make it, in life. And I'm still trying. By no means have I made it anywhere, but I'm going to continue to try and strive to do the best that I can. But my story is a lot of people grew up having a mother or father, sisters and brothers. A lot of people grew up having a lot of people that had input in their lives on the love and, and molding the piece of clay that they view as their existence and make it into the masterpiece that they see today, especially if you love yourself, and I love myself, but I have to go back and look at how I came up, how I grew up. The very first thing, I was a baby, and at 11 months old, my mother was shot in the chest by her sister. And this is something that my whole family has put in the closet. No one ever told me what the real story was, so I was getting bits and pieces of it from, brothers and sisters. Apparently, there was a discrepancy and a disagreement that they had, and my mother and her sister. And when they, it came to its climax, she shot my mother in the chest, killed her. I'm without a mother. Fortunately, my grandmother adopted me, and I had 10 uncles and aunties. They became my brothers and sisters, and they accepted me as their own, but there was always something missing. So there was always something missing in my life as far as the nurturing aspect of it, because my grandmother, she was a wonderful, wonderful woman. She was my mother, right? Everybody has a different relationship with their grandparents than they do with their actual parents. And my father wasn't around too much. I appreciate him getting me there, so I'm not going to disparage him, as a father. Hey, if he didn't come, I wouldn't be here. So I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? And God rest his soul. We buried him a few years back. But what I say is I was overcoming adversity. My mind processes information differently. So I didn't really do well in school. Coming up, it seemed like everything was extremely difficult to understand and comprehend, coming up. I was pretty good at math and I was pretty good at English. But for the most part, anything science, history, I'm pretty good at gym, but who isn't? If you're a kid, you love to play. But for the most part, understanding things, I understood differently. I thought I was dyslexic. I thought I was just dumber than everybody else. But apparently, the way that I move forward is I had to continuously, it's through repetition. I had to do it over and over and over again so that I could become fluid, and I remember it through repetition. Right. So some people can read a story and get it and grasp all of the, grab grasp everything that's involved in the story, answer questions about it. I had to read it, but I'd forget, and I had to read it again, and I forget, but I'd remember a little bit, then I had to read it over. So anything that you read once, I had to read at least 5 times to understand. So that's why I have to do 5 times as much to get the same thing that the other person is. That's why I'm constantly always moving forward, and I still do this in some aspects of it. So now fast forward in life, I grew up, and I can give you some of my stories in life, but I want to give you some of my overcoming adversity, trying to get into, trying to be successful. What happened with me, I used to sell, I had got in trouble when I was younger. I told a story. I can point you to that to that story, is where I got locked up, whatnot. And I was about 19 years old, and I got in trouble, and I got locked up, and then I came back. I said, you know what, selling dope ain't for me. I got to do something different. When I got back from jail, and it was in North Carolina, when I got back from jail, I came back and I met a woman. Her name was Vanessa Roberts. Very beautiful young lady. We met, I fell in love, and then we had a son. And my son name was Carlos. We named our son Carlos Tubbs Jr., the light of my life. Right? He was my heart. He made me change the way that I act and behave, because I was doing a little hustling on the street. So my last quarter pound, I got me a job, $4.35 an hour. I did not care. I had to move forward in life. Fast forward from that, I lost him. And that was the roughest thing that ever happened to me. I really can't, tell you that I've recovered, because I haven't. I haven't recovered from the loss of my son. And I lost my daughter and my son in a matter of 2 years. A parent should never have to bury their child, but I did. And some people will just fold up and die because I didn't want to do anything. Nothing and no one else mattered, but I have other people depending on me. So I have to continue to move forward. That being said, understand that everyone has a story. Everyone has adversities that they have to go through, and you must push through the circumstances that surround whatever it is that you may be going through. Know that it won't consume you. A lot of people believe that when they call on He that sits on high, they expect him to come and they expect God to come and fix their issue. In some cases, his job isn't to fix your issue. It's to let you know that your issue won't consume you. He put it all in you. The resiliency that you already have in your life and in your mind and in your body, it's already there. The only thing you have to do is just tap into it. With me, I'm trying to, continue to be successful, which is always a struggle. It's a daily struggle. So I have to work every day. I work 60 hours a week at my full-time job, 20 hours a week I'm trying to do production, trying to get this HTV studios up and running and up, and it's consuming me. It's everything that I'm about, but I have to leave a legacy for my family. So I'm gonna continue to strive. I'm gonna continue to move forward, and I'm gonna continue to give you everything that I got, and I'm gonna do it with the best honesty that I possibly can. And I want you guys to just take a ride with me, and because I'm going to be going into a whole bunch of different aspects of it. I love hip hop. I love jazz. I love gospel. This is what I'm about. That's what Hoodistry HTV is about. It's the epitome of urban culture. Like I said, it's poetry. It's spoken word. It's book readings, because it was based off of Hoodistry was based off of a book that I wrote. So my thing is everything that encompasses what moves me or what molded me into what I am. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you, but I'm going to try to make it entertaining for you. So I want you guys to prepare for what's getting ready to happen. HTV, I want to give you guys some great entertainment. I love artists. I love when artists come in and just bring their stuff. Me, I'm a spoken word artist. That's part of what my book was. So like I'll give you something. Change has got me looking towards the hills for new things. Even when I am plagued by the troubles and sorrows from what life brings, I know change is gonna come. Because troubles won't last always. Though prosperity keeps my mind in haze, yet Poverty takes up most of my days. Will someone please explain to me with clarity what it says? Were we made to endure for a night or a fortnight? But change is gonna come. Change has got me pressing past what I see. The glass windows of my soul wishes to be open, alas, so my spirit can be free. Affectionately, I believe the afflictions of restrictions which consumes me, holding me, armies of the enemy fighting for control of me. Change is gonna come because all I have left is what's in me, and yet the debtors attempt to collect what's left of my respect. Counsels of the ungodly assign solely to me just to keep me in check. Change is gonna come, and I eagerly await that change. Though the hardships of my habitations awaits my arrival as I step through the threshold of my home and view nothingness after a hard day of survival. What must I do to expedite this change, even when I'm going through? I know change is gonna come. I believe in that change because the fire that burns within begins to minister to my brain about the gains of going through the furnace as it's molding you, saying, I admonish you to get closer to the one whom created you, seeking then speaking your special language to him, bowing then kneeling, crying out to him, even a shout to him. The fire was no doubt for him. I believe in this change because I was told on the other side of the furnace when I exit, I'll be pure as gold. And I say unto you, behold, what you see is his spirit in me. Change is going to come. I know that my change will come when I exit the flames of afflictions, persecutions, retributions, and all my addictions. You watch the change as I step out of a cocoon that's filled with waste, with the smell of perfume, garments lined with lace, and a taste of his glory. A new walk, a new talk, and a whole new story. It's been a long time coming, but I know change is going to come. It's your boy Los up in the building, trying to do good things for the women and children. That's my call sign. Holla at your boy.